Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on in the house, grab yourself a ringside seat, pull yourself up, get you some popcorn, get your whiskey.
Now, you know it's whiskey time. We want to call it Whiskey Wednesday, but we air on Fridays, so y'all think it's Fridays. But Whiskey Wednesday over here now.
Yeah, behind the curtain is Whiskey Wednesday.
Exactly. It's Whiskey Wednesday every Wednesday here.
All right, today's sponsor, a little scotch for the first time.
All right.
A little Ardbeg Anoa.
Tell us about it.
Wait,
did you say Alpha Anoa?
See?
Yeah, tribute to Alpha. We got a tribute to Alpha, so I guess we're going to drink his whiskey now. All right.
Now, Ardbeg is, for any Scotch drinkers out there, is a good brand of Scotch. This will be Frank's very first time in the Scotch exploration, probably. I believe. So let's cheers, sir. Cheers to you. Absolutely.
No, I've had Scotch before.
I've had. There we go.
Before, yeah.
I figured you might have.
Yeah.
I figured you might have good smoky flavor.
That definitely tastes like it's straight off the grill though. Like,
see, I told you, that barbecue.
Right. I feel like I got a piece of pork right in my mouth right now. Damn.
Straight
it
up
actually
barbecue.
makes me want barbecue now too. Good Lord. I could really go for
So if anybody out there is they like the hobby of smoking meat, Ardbeg Anoa, that's definitely a great one to pair with any of your barbecue flavors.
Damn, I really like that. Wow, like it does give me that grill flavor, like when your meat comes right off the grill. Holy shit. Yeah. I'm sorry, holy hell.
That's how you know it's good, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man, I'm impressed. We didn't pour before, we didn't do anything before, didn't do the sniff test, none of that. We just went for it. But yeah, no, I'm highly impressed on that. Good choice, sir. Good choice.
Hey, all right. All right, today's topic, WWE Next Gen. What do we mean by that?
I don't know. Is it a new show coming out? Are they going to start showing this on like TikTok or something? I mean,
the Roku channel.
Because Speed's on the WWE Speed's on X, and they were doing that rookie show on Roku. So yeah, I guess WWE Next Gen is what they're going to start showing on TikTok next week.
No, we're just going to talk about the new WWE Superstars that we're seeing weekly on our screens, whether it be on the main roster, Raw and SmackDown, or whether it be on NXT. Some of the new faces that you're seeing, what they're bringing to the business, the storylines that they're getting involved in. Storylines. Speaking of storylines, Dom's still married for real?
I think he's holding off for dear life because I'm watching the angle develop every Monday, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Wait, hold. Which angle the left or the right angle?
So it might be an obtuse angle. So Liv's definitely the acute angle.
As Cisco says, she got dumps like a truck.
There you go. Boy, what that one meme show that I told you had, like Liv's that girl that you would take to the barbecue. Like you take her right up in there. You don't have no shame.
No shame.
I don't even know if that girl could dance, but you still walk her right on up in the barbecue. Get little glasses and all, cute as hell. Come on with it.
All right, so as far as Liv and Dom, that whole angle that they got going on right now looks like a newly formed version of Judgment Day against the Terror Twins. Yeah. It kind of looks like where we're taking this angle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess why not, right?
Why not, right?
So it makes sense though, because I mean, like Finn, JD, and Dom against Priest by himself, and then Liv versus Rhea is definitely two insane matchups there. They're like two basically overblown matches with Liv, who should be dominated by Rhea. Priest, who should be dominated by 3 other men. Somehow or another, they'll prevail. So it'll turn out as it does. But good Lord, this is going to be some interesting TV here for next.
Any ladies that we have out there listening, we don't have a lady co-host to kind of spin it the other direction. So I'm sorry, but hey, go get y'all some Latino heat. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. All right, China tell you about it.
Yeah, she would. All right, so we got that going on. You got Roman trying to steal back the Ulafala, trying to get his rightful place back as the chief.
Did you see his Thanos moment?
Almost got it Friday.
Did you see when he put the last stone in the glove?
In the glove, and it was like,
Yeah, and then he just basked in it for a minute.
And then that damn Samoan werewolf out of nowhere.
Coming out like Iron Man. He said, I'm gonna take it for it. Took the glove off and then took the stone out of Roman's damn glove.
In a boot, nonetheless.
Yeah, he had his little boot on still. Yeah, he was working in a boot. It's a working boot though.
Yeah,
so
it
works.
Yeah. Yeah, but Roman was sent back to the turnbuckle, eyes wide open, about to bug out of his head. He's like, what the hell done hit me?
And then Roman commits to take a hell of a beat down. So I think Roman's gonna realize that one man ain't gonna do it all.
One man ain't enough.
He's gonna have to assemble himself an army.
He's gonna have to assemble the Avengers, sir.
Yeah, well, Roman's Thanos, so he would have to be the Thanos army.
Army,
whatever the hell they were called. But yeah,
so the non-Avengers.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird for Roman to be Thanos, but so maybe Roman is Iron Man when he got the glove. But even though he died like right after, maybe that's what happened because Roman put the Ulafala on it and he literally died right after.
So, side note, gonna divert traffic for a minute. Roman's still in Cody's thunder.
Who?
That's what's happening.
We knew this was going to happen, right? I mean, at this point now, what did we talk about before? Cody was going to start doing some tags. Cody was going to start finding. Cody and the title are going to find themselves in a little bit of obscurity for a minute because, as was the case before WrestleMania, when Roman's on TV, that's your main event storyline. One way or the other, he's going to carry your main event storyline, and good Lord, if you're the champ right then, you're in a bad place. It's not the best place to be because he can't be programmed with Roman right now. There's no way you put them two in any kind of program together unless Cody comes in to help against, the new bloodline. But they can't oppose each other because, at this point, the way the fans are for Roman, you don't want fans arguing with each other on the good side.
Right.
So you got to keep them as far apart as you can unless we're cheering them together. But yeah, everybody's going to fall under that shadow of Roman for a little bit now. Cody Rhodes be damned. Gunther be damned. Liv Dom's angle be damned. If Roman comes on your show, you're taking a back seat.
Taking a back seat.
Yeah, so sorry about your luck.
But I will say this. If you Roman, keep stepping. Keep doing your thing. That's
hell, that's the only way Roman knows how to operate now.
Whatever's going on with Roman right now is...
This has been the culminating moment that we've waited for since Roman debuted back in 2012.
This man is...
Roman is the babyface hero of the masses, and they love him. This is what they've been shooting for since the day Roman started on the main roster. Cody, Hulk Hogan, Lex Luger, Sting, bring out whoever you want out of the history books. Ain't nobody raining on this parade now. They've waited too damn long for this moment. You got to ride this until the wheels completely fall the hell off.
So let me share a little personal story real quick.
All right.
Personal story real quick. Watching SmackDown Friday night. 6-year-old daughter's on the couch watching SmackDown with me. Didn't even say anything to her. Didn't do anything. She's glued into the product. Roman pops the screen. Little girl over on the side couch with the one up in the air. I'm like, and she even looked at me and she said, Dad,
put your damn one. If she had said damn, that would have been the only thing to make it better. She should have said, put your damn one up, because that's what I would have told you. Get your damn one up.
Roman, you got the 6-year-olds pulling for you now,
I'm telling you, this is the moment that they've been waiting for. Cody's just said wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. I mean, we said this. So I told you this when this whole shit started. For this second run of it's going to be time to finish the story. I told you, I said it damn sure better not be because it's not the right time for it. He does not need to carry that title today because there's still Roman. You need I mean, and he had, 4 months of Roman being away? He had about as long as he could get, but inevitably he had to return, and damn.
I don't know that he's going to stay babyface.
So I don't know he's going to stay on Raw or on SmackDown. Yeah. I've already told you. I feel like when SmackDown debuts on USA in a couple of weeks, he'll be there then because, obviously Papa rating. But come January, when Raw moves to Netflix, I'm pretty damn sure that Roman will be on Netflix and won't be on USA no more.
So, we kind of talked about last week, and if you want to hear this firsthand, go back and listen to the episode, everybody. But we kind of talked about...
Do that anyway.
We kind of talked about Cody being a potential teammate with Roman in the War Games match for the original Bloodline versus the Bloodline 2.0, right?
Yep.
So, I started thinking about that a little bit, and I'm like, I wonder if they leave Roman babyface for a while, pair him up with Cody to get through War Games, and then Roman turns on Cody to get that rubber match.
Could happen, but I'm thinking by that point. So Survivor Series is what, late November?
Yep.
Pretty much by that time, I feel like Roman's heading right on over to Raw on USA. So come January, I don't think Raw is going to be without Roman Reigns. I don't think Cody's going to have to worry about it at that point. Cody's going to get that Roman rub, and they're going to kind of, iron will sharpen iron, and Survivor Series with them two standing at the end, holding each other's hand up in that glorious moment of your two biggest baby faces of all time. And they'll probably give a look like, one day down the road, we'll get back to this.
Yeah.
But I feel like Roman's going to go away because that will allow Cody to shine at that point.
Right.
They'll give each other whatever rub they need to give each other, but then they go ahead and go their separate ways. And, I mean, we've already got Randy on Raw now, and there was no conversation about like a trade or anything like that. And we also know that Roman wasn't drafted. Remember, Roman pulled himself out of the draft, which means Roman isn't tied to SmackDown.
True.
Roman is back to get his Ulafala, become the tribal chief again, and then Roman's off to do whatever he wants to do.
And the traveling roadshow becomes Roman.
Absolutely, and I think that was planned from the get-go of we're going to have to take Roman to Netflix when we go over there because we want to debut the biggest show we can to the biggest amount of viewers we've ever possibly had.
Right.
You're not going to not do that without Roman Reigns. So I don't think they'll have a problem with that come after Survivor Series. I think Roman will be going on a little 1 month vacation. His ass will be packing up and wearing his red shirt out from now on.
I wouldn't mind seeing him chase after that World Heavyweight title.
No, absolutely not, especially considering with Gunther having it right now.
Yeah.
Come on now. That almost writes itself.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier because Jimmy's off TV.
Right.
So if they are going to rejoin the old bloodline, then they just bring Jimmy back with Roman as a package, and Jay's already on Raw. So, I mean, you ain't even got to do a lot of work for that. It's kind of writing itself.
Yeet.
Exactly.
All right, so that's a little bit about what's happening, but let's cross the water. Let's go across the pond for a minute.
Oh, Lord.
What's happening this weekend?
This weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Is this the Wembley show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. It's happening, huh?
Yeah, it's happening this weekend.
Damn. I didn't even know it was happening. I mean...
It's Sunday at 1 o'clock, to be exact.
Oh, so I won't even know then it's happening. So at 1 o'clock on Sunday, I'm pretty sure everything else in the world will be going on, and I'll be like, wait, what's happening? Oh, hell. But I know somewhere in there, Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker are going to touch, and I wish I could be there to see that because that seems like some good touching.
That's going to be a good match for sure. I also am hoping to see some good surprises come out of this casino battle royal that they're going to do. I think you're going to see Ricochet pop up.
Prince Puma.
Yeah, Prince Puma.
Yeah, we ain't going to see Ricochet. I promise 150 damn %. You ain't going to see Ricochet there.
I think you're going to get a good match. MJF, Will Ospreay. I think you're going to get a good match there.
What about that casino battle royal, though? I mean, don't bounce away from that too fast. What about, there's been a lot of releases lately. What about one there, Bobby Lashley? What if he pops up at the casino battle royal?
That would be some much needed big men.
It would, but you know what happens to big men over there. I mean,
yeah, they lose all the time, like Lance Archer.
Well, so what they'll end up doing is they'll end up putting Lashley in a feud against Wardlow, and neither one of them will win, and then both of them will damn disappear.
I think All In's going to be interesting to say the least.
To say the most. I'm interested. Interested is what I hope for. At this point now, that's the high water mark, and that's not good.
I think the one match that I don't have high hopes for is Swerve's match.
Ooh. So the highlight match, that's the one you think is going to be a stinker.
Yeah.
I
do.
I don't know if Daniel Bryan puts out a stinker, right? I feel like when he gets in the ring and Swerve gets in the ring, I feel like they're not going to put out a stinker.
I don't think it's going to be a stinker. I just think I can't pull for anybody in the match. I like both guys.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And
they haven't done anything in storyline based to make you care about one more than the other.
Swerve has tried to bring in Bryan's family. And then Bryan's like, yeah, my family's gonna be in the audience, and then it was either
Bryan's family is Brie Bella, right? I mean, who's gonna boo that?
His kids are gonna be in the audience.
Wants to see his damn kids? We want to see his wife. Bring his sister-in-law too. Good Lord.
He went on record though. Bryan went on record saying, Birdie kind of hopes he loses, so Daddy will come home. And
so he gave away the finish.
And then Swerve kind of chimed in on Bryan's tweet and's like, Birdie, I'll help you with that. Yeah. So, I mean, Swerve's trying to create some interest behind it. But
that ain't good enough.
It's just...
the interest would be if Prince Nana is out there doing the dance and then like the Bella twins or the Garcia twins, if they jump the barricade and like beat him up while he's doing the dance, there's your only heat. That's all. That's all you're getting. Other than that, it's just a match that Tony Khan wanted to see.
But if it is truly Bryan's last match, I do want to watch it.
Bryan's last match. Good Lord. I do
want to watch it.
So it definitely won't be his last match, right? It may be his last main roster, main event type match. But unlike John Cena, I don't see Daniel Bryan being able to just completely walk away and calling it a career.
I don't know,
and thinking he'll never come back.
He's one of those guys... He's one of those guys that when he says something, he sticks to it. So if he's saying
it for his kids, right?
But if he's saying that this is his career, is it his in-ring career? Is he still going to be around, commentator or backstage, like he's trainer, or is he truly the guy to take over when Tony lets go of the reins, like we've heard in the past? Like, what is his role going to be?
Anybody could do that. We could do that at this point and make a better product. It couldn't be worse. But
if it is truly his last in-ring performance, I do want to see it.
So, yeah, I definitely understand that. But so here's the thing, and I mean, and I know Bryan and Brie, however you want to look at it, I know they're doing the simple lifestyle and blah, blah, blah. But the reason, like I said, I have a harder time believing it for Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson than I do for John Cena is John Cena's got a lot of income coming in outside of wrestling, right? Wrestling's the low end of his income at this point of the game. Everything he does now generates more income for him than wrestling does.
Right.
Bryan Danielson, as far as I know, isn't generating any income outside of wrestling for himself. Now, Brie and Nikki, they're doing their thing and they have other things going on, but Bryan Danielson ain't as marketable as John Cena, right? He's not going to be on the face of like Nissan. He's not going to be on a lot of your commercials. He ain't going to be an actor. I mean, none of that stuff's probably in the works, right? So he's at some point in time going to want to generate revenue for his family. And I 100% get it. He wants to be there for his kids. He wants to see his kids grow up and all. I 100% get that because he hasn't done that to this point. But in 4 or 5 years, they're going to be grown up. And they're not going to want to be bothered with daddy all the time. And they're going to want to do their own thing. And 51 or 52 or whatever year old Bryan Danielson will be at that point is going to be like, damn, I left some on the table.
Yeah.
There was gas in the tank and I left it on the table, and his ass will be back.
I think he comes back though. If he comes back, he comes like a Nick Aldis or an Adam Pearce. I kind of see him.
I see him getting in the ring. So do you not think he would end his career like his retirement match in WWE?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I 100% don't see that. I feel like if they offer him that Hall of Fame spot,
yes, he would go back and get the Hall of Fame.
I feel like he would wrestle and do it like Kurt Angle did. I feel like I don't see him hanging it up. He's never worked with Roman.
It doesn't.
I mean, he's never worked with Cody.
But
there's guys in WWE that I feel like he would want to touch before he got out, and he's only going to get that in WWE, and I don't see him passing it up.
I see where you're coming from as a fan, because as a fan, we feel kind of slighted that we're not getting to see these matches that he's not done before.
Right.
It's just like being a Sting fan and knowing that I never got the Undertaker match.
Right.
But knowing the character of who Bryan Danielson is, who he's kind of revealed himself in all of these interviews. Hell, this is the guy that when he left WWE, he took out a full-page article in the Players Tribune thanking the WWE. So there was no bad blood there. Pun intended.
Yeah,
bad blood.
there you go.
But there was no bad blood there, nothing. So if he's truly in all of these interviews, and maybe I could be a mark and getting worked.
You're definitely Mark, but
but the thing is, though, honestly, I truly believe this is it. You know, if he loses, this is his last match. I believe he goes out.
So if that being the case, then he probably doesn't lose. So I wouldn't put it past Tony to stick the belt on him, you know, in a hot shot deal just because it makes Tony happy.
If he does that, but I don't. If he does that, I do not want to see him get in the ring in Dynamite and go, "Yeah, I'm going to relinquish the belt."
I could see all that too.
I hate that shit when that happens.
Everybody does. That's the worst thing in the world. But I wouldn't put it past them to do it. And I don't want to bite into the topic so, you know, too much longer on this because again, it's way off topic, but think about this just as a to-go take with it. They told Daniel Bryan, you could die if you wrestle again, right?
Right.
And Daniel Bryan did everything in his power to find a way to get in the ring and wrestle again because he couldn't give it up. You think a wrestling match is going to be what makes him give it? I don't think anything makes him.
I don't think it's a wrestling match. I think it's a promise he made to his family.
Yeah. And a lot of guys made that promise. A lot of guys have found their way back.
And that's why Ric Flair's had 5 wives.
Exactly. Moving on.
Moving on. All right, let's get into our topic. WWE Next Gen. What we want to talk about some of these newer wrestlers that you're seeing on your TV, what they're bringing to the product right now, what are our thoughts about them. And the first one we want to talk about is Carmelo.
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes. We want to talk about this dude. This dude right now.
We definitely do.
This dude is him.
He is,
this dude is him.
But I hate what they're doing with him. I can't see it.
They've not really found that lane to put him in yet. He's tried.
I like where they're going.
Yeah, he's tried the whole I'm better than you thing.
Yeah. That was kind of funky because he was losing every week. So
yeah, and now it's almost like he's being the, I don't want to say player, but I don't know what else to say. Like,
I mean, he's becoming Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
unfortunately, he's wandering himself into Dolph Ziggler territory where
Dolph got the belt though at one point in time.
He did for about a month. Yeah. Then he got injured, never got it again.
Never got it.
But I mean, maybe that is in the books for Carmelo down the road. But I mean, like I said, and that's the reason I said I like where they're going because I feel like they're starting that best of series that with him and Andrade.
Yep.
And that's kind of how both Chris Benoit and Booker T got made in WCW when they did their best of 7 series and everybody had to take a step back like, wait a minute, these two dudes are the truth. They're for real. Both guys became world heavyweight champion down the road in their career. So if that's where they're heading with it, where they're going to build these two guys up, build them up on this program and then separate them, let them do great, right? But damn, tell us that, right?
If y'all ain't paid attention to those matches between Carmelo and Andrade, what the hell are y'all watching?
AEW.
Those have been some great matches.
They're watching AEW. They're fanboying like Dave Meltzer, like, oh my God, the best wrestling's ever on AEW. Well, no, these guys are putting on some damn clinics out there.
They've had some great psychology in these matches too. Just and it's not spot fest.
No, and that's why I like it more because both of those guys can do the spots, but they're actually in there telling a story in the match. They're, Carmelo's trying to overcome. He's like, man, I'm down 2 losses. I can't beat this guy. I got to figure it out. And Andrade's starting to get that cocky, oh man, I got this guy under control type. I can do whatever I want in these matches.
Good on Hunter for finding Andrade a new dance partner.
Yeah.
Because Andrade used to have a dance partner, Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Those matches between Andrade and Aleister Black, good God.
Yeah, back in NXT though. That's what put those two guys' name on the map.
Exactly. So if
you're doing that now and it's working, hey, I'm all for it. So what do we always say on here? Give it time, let it burn.
Yep.
It's like this whiskey. It had to be smoked slow, right? So you let it smoke slow. So I'm giving it its time, but I am putting it out there that, I did love how it got started. I would appreciate a little bit more direction going forward with Carmelo's character. But hey, if it ends up in the right place, it's a means to an end, whatever.
Let's talk about means to an end. Chad Gable died.
He did. He literally died
and came back.
Well, Triple H had to come completely out of character and like straighten that out. Like, well, wait a minute, he didn't die.
He didn't die.
Right. He was like, he was hurt.
He just looked dead.
Right. He was hurt. He was injured, but he didn't.
He got
die.
shot in the temple.
He was like, nobody died that day. They just filmed a skit, which is strange because all that happened, and then now somehow or another Wyatt Six are faces.
Yeah.
So it's like, well you
what
destroy
happened?
Everybody in the back, and you're the good guys. All right. Well.
So Chad Gable's obviously in this crop that we're talking about being on TV and what he's adding to the product. Holy crap. So first thing first with Chad Gable, go ahead and get this out of the way. Are they stealing from Kurt Angle and giving it to Chad?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything Chad Gable has done has been Team Angle.
Does it fit?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, so when they screwed up the whole Kurt Angle's son thing and made it Jason Jordan, and everyone knew it was supposed to be Chad Gable. Right. Everyone knew it was supposed to be, and they tried to go a different angle, with Vince being funny or whatever. Fact of the matter is, Chad was that guy then.
Yep.
He is that guy now. Yeah. Chad could do Milkamania next week on damn Raw, and everybody will act like they've never seen it before. But you could almost copyright, Kurt Angle's career, staple it onto Chad Gable's ass, and let him follow it all the way through, and he would still be a success.
Pairing him with Creed Brothers and Ivy Nile in the new...
Talk about getting young guys over.
Yep, the new faction called American Made. Love it. I love everything about it. Love their attitude. Love their look. It's just, it's a good total. It's Lex Luger. It's a total package.
Absolutely.
Talk about another guy. Definitely not... I don't think he got in there by nepotism, but good.
Shane O'Mac?
God, no, not
Tony
Shane.
Khan?
No.
Tony Khan's all the way in.
That's all the nepo.
Yeah, if there wasn't $100 billion attached to his name, he wouldn't even be allowed in a wrestling arena, more or less in a wrestling booking room or creative.
We're talking about Braun Breaker, though.
Braun Breaker. There you go. That boy got that dog.
He got that dog in
him.
Braun Breaker is a standout. They definitely did the right thing, putting that Intercontinental Championship across his shoulder. Fantastic. Love everything they're doing with Braun Breaker. I do have one slight little problem.
That damn loss at Bash at Berlin, right? Yeah, I'm with you on that. It wasn't Bash at Berlin. That was Clash at the Castle, wasn't it?
Clash at the Castle.
That loss, that sucked.
That sucked.
Yeah, that was dumb. They should have They should have played an injury angle or something. They should have found their way out of that because that was just dumb. That was a misstep. But speaking of nepotism, he's got that Charlotte Flair nepotism where if the nepotism got the door open for him, good enough.
Good enough, because the rest of what's going on right now is based on his talent.
He kicked that damn door in.
Yeah, he did.
And he bum rushed the door just like Charlotte did. He came in there and said, you know what my last name is? Great. Here's what I can do.
Yep.
And then it surpassed everybody else. So yeah, if that's the way nepotism works in WWE, I'm all for that.
All right, let's go into Miss Barbie herself. Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Tiffany Stratton is bringing.
I want to give her the push. Well, time for a drink there. So we're gonna send a shout out to our new sponsor, Blue Chew. Blue Chew. When you just want to get it up and pop your best friend, you give him you slip a Blue Chew in his whiskey, let him go home and let him find out how it happens. Blue Chew.
Well, now. All right, let's try to get the train back on the track here.
All right.
So Tiffany Stratton, as far as the women's division, you had your four horsewomen that kind of came in, ran roughshod for a while.
Yep.
Their stories have all been great, but they've all kind of filtered out.
That's because all of but one is gone. I mean, hell.
So
one of them's main eventing against Britt Baker this weekend in Wembley. Okay,
but
that's happening.
If anybody was going to be able to win the Money in the Bank and be the next future champion, because that's not going to be a cash in where she loses.
Oh, absolutely not. So no women have failed on the cash in yet. No. She ain't going to be the one.
She ain't going to be the one. But with Tiffany Stratton, just everything, moveset in the ring, the look, the promos, just everything about Tiffany Stratton is superstar.
And,
everything.
And correct me if I'm wrong again, but she's like 26 and 3 years in the business.
That's it. That's it.
What?
Yeah. I mean,
watching her in the ring, it's like you would think she's trained for this her entire life.
She's Logan Paul without the YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really, and then.
And she looks a whole lot better.
Yeah. But speaking of Logan Paul.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Logan Paul, again, you guys out there, y'all want to keep hating on Logan Paul. Go ahead, but I don't think here at the Bookers Alliance we're hating on Logan Paul anymore. No,
the only people hating on him are AEW guys that are like, he's stealing from Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. And yeah, so.
Hangman Page. So?
Damn right. He's been in the business, 3 months? I mean, hell, Tiffany Stratton's been in 3 years. He's been in 3 weeks. just long enough for a cup of coffee, as Macho Man would say. But, I mean, God, he's amazing for what he should be in the ring, for his amount of experience. He should be trash, right? He should be at best a jobber, but I mean, his social media stature is going to elevate him past that, but he paid off. We've seen so many, and I mean, decades and decades worth of celebrities that came in, didn't put in the work, just wrote off their name alone, got in the ring and looked like absolute trash.
Yep.
But then you got this guy who's doing, reverse somersault planchas, off the top rope springboards and what? I mean, so this guy's putting in the work. He has natural athleticism, but he's putting it to good use in a platform that's damn near made for him.
So if you don't like him, you might have to switch products, because he had a interview with Undertaker on the Impulsive podcast. He tells the Undertaker that I told H that I'm ready to go more.
He'd go lie to a guy like Tate. Nope. Right? You're not gonna get the Undertaker on your podcast and tell him some bullshit to pop hits, right? Getting the Undertaker on there is gonna pop all the hits.
And if he is gonna go more, kudos to him. I'm proud of him.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go full time with it. I mean,
I think he is. I think he's gonna at least put it in 1 year full time.
Yeah, why not?
Do the whole touring schedule.
He could do just like Ronda Rousey did, except he could leave and not be the most bitter human being on the planet, right?
Now, one thing that I don't know about. Do they ever put that belt on his shoulder? As far as the heavyweight belt, they put that.
So you've got 2 belts now, right?
They could put one.
It is so. Here's the twist that could happen, and what we talked about already, right? Mm-hmm. When Roman goes over to Netflix, over to Raw, at that point you leave a hell of a gap on SmackDown for somebody to step up and be, the opposite of Cody.
Yeah, Logan and Cody.
I mean,
it makes sense,
right? If you're on USA and you're looking for a name to make, the show stand out, because at this point you're losing viewers, right?
Right.
No way, shape, or form. You're going from broadcast TV to cable. You're losing viewers, which means they're averaging 2.5 million right now. That might get cut in half when you go to USA. So you want to do something to keep as many of those viewers as possible. Hell, you put Cody in the ring against Logan Paul, you're keeping some of them viewers over there. You're not going to lose as many as you would otherwise. And God, you put the title on them, social media alone, you may lose those viewers, but damn, your social media hits are going to quadruple overnight.
Yep.
I mean, Logan Paul with all his viewers and ESPN and TMZ and all the world outlet. Could you imagine I mean, I know we're going too far into the future here, but what if Logan Paul won the title and then wore it to Jake Paul's fight against Mike Tyson? Had it on his shoulder, standing in Jake Paul's corner.
Ooh, Lord.
I mean, at this point now, and then that's on Netflix too, which is a WWE partner at that point.
Yep.
At this point now, you've got 80 million people staring at your world title on the brother of the guy who's fighting Mike Tyson. Well, let's just say the work's in on that too, and Jake Paul wins against Mike. Well, now you've got Jake Paul standing next to Logan Paul, your WWE champion, and Jake Paul just beat Mike Tyson. Well, holy shit. I mean, at this point now, the Paul brothers are on the top of the world as far as quote-unquote sports entertainment goes. Yep. Good Lord. Can you see what we just booked at Triple H? What the hell?
What's going on, dude?
We're giving you this for free. All you got to do is hit that like button and subscribe, and you're getting this for free. The next one's going to cost you.
Oh, did you get that? Did you get that alert on your phone?
Oh, what's that?
We are this far inland. We're hundreds of miles from the coast, but I just got a tsunami warning on my phone.
Oh, God. Another one?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Batten down the hatches. Yeah. Because all hell breaks loose when them tsunamis come through.
Of course, we talking about Big Bronson Reed.
He's big.
He's Bronson.
He's Reed. He dropped about 14 tsunamis over the last 3 weeks, taking out Seth Rollins, The Miz, and R-Truth.
This dude is on fire right now. Again, go back in the archives. We've been calling for this dude.
We've been looking for
so
this
long.
dude since New Year's. I mean, we've been waiting for them to give him something. And I mean, yeah, the Dominator, let him go out there and just destroy people. Why not?
Why not? But, we started talking about, our sponsor, Ardbag. We're talking about how it went good with the barbecue, with the meat. Mm-hmm. Apparently, we're getting ready to get a big, meaty men slapping meat match.
Looks like it, because Braun Strowman came out there and challenged Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed didn't back down. He stood right on the rope and said, could you imagine the tsunamis and the power slams and all that we could see in that match?
I've always kind of been a low-key fan of Braun Strowman. Because that's big country. He's a North Carolina boy, so I've always been a low key fan of Braun Strowman. I want to see him get his ass beat though in this match.
I could definitely see it happen.
I want to see Braun Strowman freaking powerbomb him through tables, the announce table. Hell, I want to see the spot where they do the thing off the turnbuckle and the ring breaks. Like I want to see this whole match. The superplex ring break. I'm amped up for this.
I want to see him tag them together and call him Big Bronson Stro Reed. That's what I want to see.
What an amalgamation of names.
I just want him to mesh those two together, and instead of Bronson, just call him Bronson.
Speaking of two being meshed together, we've got some two here that has some.
You're not about to talk about Dom and Liv again, are you? Because
we can if you want.
Them two meshing together still angers me to this day. Every time I think about it, I'm like, God, that angle was custom made for me. I'm just a fan.
So we're talking about Damian Priest and Gunther.
Wow.
So these two have already tangoed, but they've been around for a little while, but still what they're bringing to the table right now. Damian Priest, granted, saw him in NXT, liked him in NXT. When he got to the main roster, I wasn't buying it.
I felt the same about him in NXT. I mean, the whole Archer gimmick, I'm like, all right, it's cool. When he won the North American title, I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's a good mid-level guy. He'll come in, he'll win some, he'll lose some, blah, blah, blah. When he teamed up with Edge in the Judgment Day, I'm like, great. He's a good big guy to play a second to Edge. All good and all, but I always saw him in that second guy role. I always saw him in that mid-card guy role.
But when he lost the Archer of Infamy gimmick and went with the Judgment Day, the All Rise, kind of the Judge Damian Priest, that's when he started coming into his own. Love the character. And then Gunther actually has only been around for a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean, so look in the history books, fellas. I know everybody's out there like, wait, what? Yeah. Look in the history book. Look up. Matter of fact, you can just simply Google it. Yeah. Google Gunther. See how long Gunther's been around. You're going to see what 2022.
Yeah.
So I mean,
21 at the latest.
Right. He's only been in the business a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Now, the guy he took his inspiration from, that Walter guy. I mean,
Walter guy.
That guy was the truth. But, I mean, hey, you got to learn from somebody. So Gunther just stole his whole gimmick and called it one.
Took his whole look at everything.
Yeah. Well, he shaved a lot of pounds off.
He did shave some pounds off, though. But, yeah, no, we kid. We know that Gunther and Walter's the same person. But, dude, if anybody right now is a modern-day Killer Kowalski, Gunther is that guy.
Well, I mean, and the genesis of the show was the young call-ups, the new generation, and how they're being pushed. And I mean, that's what we're getting right now. 2 years ago, Gunther wasn't a main event talent on Raw or SmackDown. He was, fledgling around in the tag division. He was just freshly called up from NXT. He didn't really know what was going to happen. But, I mean, you want to talk about putting his mark on the business. His mark seemed to be a big red chop slap all across everybody's chest. But he's leaving it in his business. That's for sure.
So, before we wrap up the show, we got a few more that we want to talk about real quick. We got to talk about some stars shining down at NXT. First foremost, we got to talk about TNA, though, in this one. But I believe in Joe Hill.
Man, that guy's he's wrestling for the title now here coming up soon. Good Lord. WWE carved out a new working agreement with another wrestling company to basically draft this guy and hold on to him with every ounce of their being to wait for him to get released from his damn contract. They've never done this for anybody else. So, I mean, they must see the world in this guy.
LA Knight said to Tiffany Stratton, "Here you go. Here's my rocket ship." Now Tiffany Stratton.
I bet he did. I guarantee he offered. I'm sure. Who is it? The guy from Imperium had something to say about it. But I guarantee at some point in time he definitely offered her his rocket ship, because I also would have offered her my rocket ship every day and every night until HR told me not to.
But now Tiffany has given it to Joe Hendry. Joe is running with it.
She's giving it to him? Yeah. Wow. I believe in that guy too then. Holy hell. Jesus.
There you go.
That's all I got to say about that.
And of course, he's got a dance partner right now, Ethan Page. All ego Ethan Page.
Oh, yeah. Another recent call up to NXT, from the land down under or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, look how fast his star rose. I mean, he came in 3 months later. He's the champ. Yep. So,
of course, he took that belt off of Trick Williams.
Man, another guy. He was same thing we said about Priest a little bit ago. He was just a sidekick. He was a tag along for a long time, and damn, he came out and made himself a main event player on that NXT roster, and he's holding strong.
Yep. Last one we want to talk about real quick. Booker T's understudy, Roxanne.
So almost nepotism, right?
Almost nepotism.
I mean, because Booker's right down there keeping an eye on her. He's giving her a little extra on the commentary and things like that. But I mean, she's worth it, right?
She's worth it.
Her talent's definitely there, and she's earning her keep.
And I'm sorry, Sky Blue. Roxanne Perez, Pop Rocks is way bigger than your Code Blue.
Yeah, but Sky Blue's got something bigger than anything Roxanne Perez got. And I think that's where we better close this one out.
I set you up and you knocked it out.
Oh, yeah. I think this is where we close this out.
All right, everybody. That's today's podcast. Hit us up on our social media platforms. Tell us what you thought of today's show. Let us know who you think is maybe in this new crop of stars that we didn't talk about. And with that, everybody, we bid you adieu.
Give it to them, young timers.
Today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.